My biggest regret after 10 years of learning English is that I spent way too long trying to sound perfect instead of trying to sound like myself.
In this episode, you'll learn how to stop freezing, how to recover when you mess up, and how to practice in real life without turning everything into a stressful study session.
I used to treat English like a performance.
And when you're performing, you're scared to take risks.
My regret isn't learning English. Learning helped me a lot.
It's the years of waiting to speak until I felt ready.
I'd be in a store, need help, and still avoid asking.
So you walk around pretending you're just browsing, but you're actually panicking inside.
Or a neighbor would say something friendly, and I'd give the shortest answer possible.
Then later, you replay it and think, I could have said one more sentence.
Here's a quick practice line. Sorry, can you say that again?
And another. Give me a second. I'm thinking.
One more. I mean. And then you restate it.
Those tiny phrases save conversations because they buy you time.
The goal isn't perfect English. It's usable English.
Usable English is what gets you friends, smoother days, and confidence.
If you're waiting for confidence to arrive, it won't.
Confidence shows up after you speak, not before.
Okay, let's break the regret into fixable parts.
And we'll keep it practical. Daily life, real people, normal moments.
For years, I collected English like it was a hobby I did alone. I watched lessons, saved vocabulary, and told myself I was building a strong foundation. But a foundation doesn't matter if you never build a life on top of it. I wish I had started speaking earlier, even with simple sentences, because those early awkward moments are exactly what teaches you flow and comfort.
A lot of learners think they're being responsible when they wait. It feels safe to study first because studying is controlled. No one interrupts you. No one looks confused, and you can pause whenever you want. But conversations are messy on purpose. They're full of little surprises, fast answers, background noise, and emotions. If you only practice in perfect conditions, your English can feel like it disappears the second life gets real.
Here's the simplest shift that changed everything for me. Speak sooner with smaller English. Smaller English means shorter sentences and clearer meaning. Instead of trying to impress people with a long sentence, you aim to be understood quickly. For example, at a grocery store, "Excuse me, where's the rice?" is better than a complicated sentence you're not sure you can finish.
Let's do a call and response you can use today. Imagine you're at a coffee shop and you don't know what to order. Say, what do you recommend? Now imagine you didn't hear the cashier. Say, sorry, could you repeat that? Now imagine they explain something and you only catch half. Say, I got the first part, but I missed the last part. Those lines make you sound calm and capable.
Another regret. I practiced safe topics for way too long. You know the ones: travel, weather, basic introductions. Useful, yes. But I didn't practice the sentences that show personality. Things like, I'm kind of tired today, or I'm excited but I'm nervous, or I had a weird day. When you can't say those things, you end up sounding like a polite robot. even if you're a fun person.
So, pick 3 situations you actually live in every week and build one repeatable line for each. Not 10 lines, 1. For a neighbor, how's your day going? For a coworker, how was your weekend? For a store, can you help me find this? Once you have your one line, you practice it a few times, then you use it once in real life.
Let's talk about the blank brain moment, because that's where so many conversations die. You start a sentence, and suddenly the word you need is gone. The mistake is thinking you must stay silent until the perfect word returns. The fix is using a pause phrase that feels normal. Let me think for a second, or how can I say this? Those phrases keep you in control while your brain catches up.
And when you make a mistake, don't over-apologize. One quick repair is enough. Try, sorry, what I mean is, and then say it again. People understand that. Actually, they respect it because you're staying in the conversation instead of shrinking. If you say sorry 10 times, the other person starts comforting you, and suddenly the whole interaction becomes awkward for no reason.
My biggest regret is connected to this. I chased a perfect sound so hard that it made me scared to speak. Improving how you sound can be helpful, but it should support communication, not block it. If you're scared, you speak less. If you speak less, you get less feedback. And feedback is what actually helps you improve in the real world.
Here's a super normal daily life scene. Returning something at a store. You don't need fancy explanations. You can say, "Hi, I need to return this." Then, "I bought it yesterday." Then, "It doesn't fit." If they ask something you don't understand, you can say, "Could you say it another way?" That is one of the most useful lines in English because it asks for a rephrase without making the moment dramatic.
Another real moment. Small talk that feels pointless, but it's actually a bridge. Someone asks, "How was your weekend?" If you only say, "Good," the conversation stops. If you add one small detail, it keeps going. "Good, I tried a new place to eat," or "Good, I mostly rested," or "Good, I did errands all day." That one detail gives the other person something to grab onto.
And you don't need an exciting life to have good English. Ordinary details are perfect practice. I finally cleaned my closet. I watched a show and got way too invested. I forgot my reusable bags at the store. Those are relatable and they sound natural. This is how you build friend English, the English that makes people feel close to you.
Let's do a short practice set for reacting, because reactions are easy and they make you feel present. You can say, "No way," "That's wild," "Good for you," "That sounds stressful," or "I'm happy for you." Reactions don't require perfect sentences, but they make your conversations warmer instantly.
Now, let's talk about disagreeing politely, because a lot of learners avoid it and end up sounding like they agree with everything. Try these. "I see what you mean, but." "That's interesting. I think I feel differently." Or, "Maybe, but I'm not totally sure." You don't have to win the argument. You just want to share your real opinion without sounding harsh.
Fear of being judged is real. But here's what helps. Most people are thinking about themselves. They're thinking about what they need to buy, where they parked, what they're doing later, and whether their phone battery is dying. They're not sitting there analyzing your English. So instead of trying to protect your image, protect your message.
A practical way to feel safer is building repeatable routines. Your order at a restaurant can be almost the same every time. Your opener in small talk can be almost the same. That repetition frees your brain, and then you can add personality slowly. Over time, the routine stops feeling like a script and starts feeling like your voice.
If you want a better progress score than vocabulary size, measure recovery speed. How fast can you recover when you don't understand? How fast can you ask for clarification? How fast can you restart a sentence without panicking? Real fluency is not never making mistakes. It's making mistakes and continuing anyway.
Here's a tiny weekly plan you can actually do. Each day, choose one micro moment. Monday, ask one question in a store. Tuesday, make one comment at work. Wednesday, send one voice message to a friend. Thursday, make one short phone call. Friday, try one small joke or reaction. Keep it small on purpose. Small wins stack up fast.
Also, do a friendly review after each moment. Not a harsh review. Just what went well, what felt hard, and what one phrase you'll try next time. If you turn speaking into self-punishment, you'll avoid it again. If you treat it like practice, you'll come back tomorrow with less fear.
And please remember, having an accent is normal. An accent isn't a mistake. It's your history. Clarity matters, but you don't have to erase yourself to be respected. When you focus on being clear and warm, people relax. When people relax, conversations get easier. That's the cycle you want.
So, if you're listening and you feel like you wasted time, don't beat yourself up. Use the regret as a shortcut. Speak earlier than you think you should. Use smaller sentences. Use repair phrases. Get reps in daily life. That's how you move from good at studying to good at talking.
Before we end, one last call and response for confidence. Repeat, I'm not sure, but I think. Repeat, can you show me? Repeat, could you say it another way? Repeat, thanks, I appreciate it. Say those a few times until they feel easy. Then use one this week.
Here's a trick for when someone is talking and you're following, but you're not 100% sure. You can confirm gently with a short check. So you mean? Or so basically? Then you say your best guess in simple words. This keeps you active in the conversation, and it often fixes misunderstandings early, before they get awkward.
And if you're worried about interrupting, you can soften it with, just to make sure I understand. People appreciate that because it shows you care about getting it right. It's also a normal phrase in everyday English. So you're not announcing that you're struggling. You're just being clear.
Another everyday situation is directions. Someone tells you 2 or 3 steps, and you only remember step 1. Instead of nodding and hoping, ask for the piece you need. What's the name of the street? Or, is it left or right after the light? Specific questions are easier than asking them to repeat everything from the beginning.
Also, it's okay to repeat the directions back in your own words. Okay, so I go straight, then turn right, right? That makes the other person slow down naturally, and it gives them a chance to correct you kindly. This is how fluent conversations work. It's not perfect listening, it's constant checking.
Let's talk about texting and voice messages, because those are underrated. If speaking face-to-face feels intense, start with a short voice message to someone you trust. Keep it to 10 seconds. I'm running late. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Or, do you want to grab coffee later? That's real speaking practice with a little safety net.
And when you text, practice sounding natural, not fancy. Short messages are normal. On my way. Just got here. Sorry, got busy. That sounds good. These little lines show up constantly in daily life, and owning them makes English feel way more usable.
Another regret I had was avoiding humor. I thought jokes required perfect timing and perfect words, so I stayed serious. But you can start with simple humor, exaggeration, and small reactions. I'm so tired I could sleep standing up, or I'm starving, or I'm pretending to be healthy today. These are easy and they make people smile.
Yes, and you can also use friendly honesty. If you forget a word, you can laugh and say, "I'm blanking right now." That little laugh removes tension. It tells the other person, "We're okay." Most of the time, they'll help you or they'll just wait, and the conversation keeps going.
One more practical tool. Set a tiny goal before you walk into a place. Not "I will speak perfectly," but "I will ask one question." For example, at a pharmacy, your one question could be, "Is there a generic version?" Or at a restaurant, "Is this spicy?" Then, no matter what happens, you did your rep.
And when you finish, give yourself credit. That sounds simple, but it matters. If you only notice mistakes, your brain learns that speaking equals danger. If you notice wins, your brain learns that speaking equals progress. That's how you build a habit that lasts.
Finally, remember that connection is the real goal. When you're focused on connecting, you listen better, you react more naturally, and you stop obsessing over tiny errors. The regret fades because you're actually using English for life, not just for studying.
And if you're still nervous, start with the lowest pressure people: cashiers, staff, quick interactions where you can leave easily. Those are perfect training reps. Over time, you'll notice that your comfort grows and the bigger conversations stop feeling so scary.
All right, quick sign-off. If this episode helped, subscribe and leave a like so more learners find it. Then today, say one extra sentence in English on purpose, even if it's a little messy.
And be proud of yourself for showing up. One tiny conversation at a time, we're building real confidence, not the fragile kind. We'll talk to you in the next episode.